Hello students, welcome to today's class. I believe you are doing fine and you are enjoying your stay at home and staying healthy as well. Our topic is from Unit 8. We are doing number today. There are so many aspects of numbers that we consider when we are doing maths, but today we are going to deal with positive and negative numbers. And we're going to use our number line to explain how we can identify positive and negative numbers. If you look at our number line, we have a section that is written in red and a section that is written in black. The red points to our left hand and the black points to our right hand. The red is coming with a minus sign on the numbers, whilst the black ones are not coming with the minus sign. So that tells you that the numbers on the left hand side are negative numbers and the numbers at the right hand side are positive numbers. So how do you define a positive number and how do you define a negative number as well? Okay, a positive number is any number that is greater than 0. Okay, so if you have a number that is greater than 0, like from 1 up to whatever number that you want to count without a negative sign, it is greater than 0. So that number is considered as a positive number. Whereas a negative number is a number that is less than 0. So whenever you have a number that is less than 0, it is a negative number. How do you know that this number is less than 0? Any number that carries a negative sign, which is a minus sign, is less than 0. That is why we have to write these numbers at the left hand side of our number line, indicating that they are the lower numbers that you can find on our number line. So we use the minus sign always to show that this number is negative, but in the case of the positive, we don't write any sign on it and it still stands as positive. We're going to relate our negative and positive numbers to different temperatures. Okay, so our discussion is going to be how we can deal with negative numbers, knowing if the place is hot or a place is cool or cold. So there are keywords that we have to learn today in relation with our negative and positive numbers to know a situation of a temperature. So when we say that a temperature of an area is cold or is getting colder, it means that we are looking at the negative sign of our number line. So it means that we use negative numbers to show the cold situation of that temperature. Again, if we say that a temperature is rising, we are having a rising temperature, it means that we are moving from the negative numbers into the positive numbers. It is a rising temperature, which means it is moving from a cold area into more hot situation. Okay, when we say temperature cools down or it is cooling down, it means we are moving from a positive number into a negative number. Anytime you are moving from a positive number into a negative number, it means your numbers are decreasing. So if you relate it with temperature, it means your temperature is also reducing from hot into cold temperature. Okay, low temperature. Low temperature also means that it is getting cold. Your temperature is moving from hot onto a cold temperature. So if you relate it to our number line, it means that you are moving from positive to negative. So anytime you are moving from positive into negative numbers, it means that you are having a decrease or you are having a low temperature situation for you. When a temperature goes up, when we say a temperature has gone up or is going up, we are saying that it is also rising. So you are moving from a negative number to a positive number, so which means that it is changing from cold to hot. Okay, so negative sign always are the cold situation, whilst the positive are the hot situation. So decreasing, it means that you are from hot and you are going to a cold situation. Falling means that you are from hot and it is falling to a cold situation. Goes down it also means that you are from a positive and you are going into a negative situation. Okay, so let's see how you can deal with real figures when you are dealing with negative and positive numbers. Now we have 3 examples here that we're going to use to show how we can deal with negative and positive numbers. At a place we have -5 degrees Celsius and the temperature has risen or has arisen by 3 degrees Celsius. So how do you find your new temperature of the area? And this is where we are going to do some calculations. Either we relate it to our number line or we do addition to find our answers. Okay, so let's look at our number line here. From here to here is 10, so which means in between here will be -5. So we have -5 here, which is our temperature at the area. It has risen, which means it has gone up. So whenever it goes up, it means it's getting into a hotter area. So if you are here and it has risen by 3, it means you have to count 3 steps to get to your new destination. So counting 3 steps means that we are adding 3 to a negative number. So this is how it's going to be. We'll have our -5 plus 3. Okay, so now we are from 5 here and we are counting 3 steps. So if you are here and you are counting 3 steps, you go to 4, you go to 3, and then you end at 2. But your 2 that you're going to end on is going to be a -2. So our answer is going to be -2. That means that if you are at a temperature of -5 degrees Celsius and your new temperature has risen by 3 degrees Celsius, you have to move from your 5 here and your 3 plus 3 steps is going to get you a -2. So you have a -2 over there. Okay, now let's check our second example. The temperature at a place is 4 degrees, -4 degrees Celsius, cools down. Okay, so this temperature is 4, -4, cools down to 7 degrees Celsius. Okay, so on our number line we can find 4 somewhere here. Okay, so we stand here, we have 4. This is -4. Cools down means that it is still getting colder. So when it is getting colder, it means we have to go into the negative sign, the direction of our number line. Okay, so this equation is actually going to be -4. Because this is cooling down, it also becomes -7. Because it's a cooling down, so we are going this way. So if you count 7 steps, okay, you're going to land somewhere here. And your answer is going to be -11. So your new temperature is going to fall within -11 because we are counting 7 steps because it is cools down. So we count 7 steps from -4 and we come this way, and that is going to give us -11 as our answer. Okay, the last one we have +5 drops. So drops also means that we are going on the negative direction. It's becoming more cooler. So that will be -7. We are going down from 5 to 7 steps down. So our 5 becomes positive, so which means we can find our 5 somewhere here. And we have to count from here 7 steps up to this point. So that is going to give us -2. as our answer. Okay, so our new temperature is going to be -2 here because we are starting from a +5 and we are counting to the left 7 steps, and that is going to give us a -2 as our answer. So this is how we can use real figures to determine a temperature of an area. On this session, we will move to our first activity for positive and negative numbers, and we can find this exercise at page 29 at the Skills Builder section of our textbook. I want you to do questions 2 and 3, and then you send for me to check for you. Thank you for joining our lesson on first video, and I'll see you on our second video. Thank you. Students, welcome back to our second video. Our topic has been numbers, and we are looking at the subtopic of positive and negative numbers. We are using a number line to demonstrate our positive and negative numbers. We have our positive numbers on the right, and then we have our negative numbers on the left. The key words that we have to remember when we are dealing with positive and negative numbers are that when you find these numbers, you have to identify if you are going on the negative direction or you are coming on the positive direction. Okay, so as we did from the first video, I hope you keep them in mind. Okay, on this section we will have our second activity, which is our task 2. We are doing exercise from pages 21 up to 23 and questions 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so these are the questions that we are going to deal with. But before we close this section, I want to do a quick example on how some of the questions look like in that particular activity. That will also help you to understand positive and negative numbers. When you have your numbers determine your temperature, you have to first look at which temperature carries the negative sign and which temperature doesn't carry the negative sign. If a temperature carries a negative sign, it means that that temperature is in a cold temperature. If a temperature doesn't carry a negative sign and it is a positive sign, it means it is in the hot zone. Okay, so this example, what we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to arrange. When you hear this order means we have to arrange. So order temperature from lowest to highest. Okay, so we're going to arrange them from the lowest up to the highest. How do you identify that this is lower and then this is highest? Okay, all temperatures that are carrying negative signs are low temperatures, and all temperatures that are not having negative sign are high temperatures. That's the first thing that you have to note. So once we are arranging from lowest to highest, we're first going to deal with the temperatures that carry negative signs. Now over here we realize that 2 and 11 are the two numbers that are carrying negative signs. So how do you determine that this is lower than the other? Because we are ranging from lowest to highest. Okay, a temperature of -11 is very, very cold as compared to a temperature that is -2. 2 is cold, all right, but 11 is coldest, very cold as compared to -2. So 11 becomes our first temperature when we are dealing with the lowest. So we have -11 degrees Celsius. The next one is going to be -2 degrees Celsius. And now we hit the middle, which is our 0. So 0 is also cold situation. So we go there. So now we finish with our low temperatures. Now we are going into the high temperatures. The high temperatures are the ones without a negative sign. They are the positive sign. So we have 13 and then we have that of 20. So obviously 13 will come first and then our 20 will follow as well. So we have our 20 degrees Celsius. So this is how we arrange our temperatures from the lowest to the highest. Lowest means the very cold areas into high, which is the very hot areas. Okay, I want to thank you for watching this session, and I hope that you can do your tasks and send. I'll see you in our third video. Goodbye. Students, welcome to our third video on our lesson, positive and negative numbers. We have looked at the meaning of a positive number, which is any number that is greater than 0. Okay, so any number that is greater than 0 is a positive number. And then when you have a number that is less than 0 and it's having a minus sign, that shows that that number is a negative number. Okay, so we have a number line here that shows how we can differentiate between our negative numbers, which is on the left hand side, and that of our positive numbers, that is on the right hand side. And then always we have 0 to be the center of our number line, and then depending on the space that you have, then you indicate your numbers here. So from here to here is 10, so which means that we can have a counting space of 9 here. From 0 up to 10 we have a counting space of 9 before we hit our 10. So always remember that the space that you have here are also counting numbers that are not being shown but actually exist between the range of whatever numbers that you are dealing with. So if you are looking at 20 and 30, you should know that there is 21 up to 29 before you hit your 30 at that point. Some key notes that you have to know when you are dealing with positive and negative numbers in relation to temperature. Colder means that your temperature is between the negative figures, which means it is colder. Rising temperature means that you are from a cold, which is a negative numbers, and you are going into the positive numbers, from cold to hot. When a temperature drops, it means that it is from hot into a cold situation. Anytime you are moving from hot to cold, it means you are moving from positive number to negative number. When a temperature goes up, it means that your temperature is becoming hot. So you are moving from cold to that of hot situation. Decreasing means you are from hot, which is positive, and going into your negative direction. Falling is also the same as from your positive and going into your negative direction. And goes down also means that your temperature is becoming cold and colder and coldest. We will close our today's session by having our homework on positive and negative numbers. We'll have our homework from pages 49 and that of 50. We are doing all questions at these two pages. We can find them at our learners book session of the textbook. I hope that you can complete this in time before our next week class, so that you can get your 4 points, and then I can also have time to check for you. I would like to thank you for joining this class, and I hope to see you again next week. Enjoy your stay at home. Goodbye.